and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Killer Collab Podcast.
Are you in a race?
Yes.
Why'd you say that so fast?
I'm Italian from Jersey. What do you expect?
All right, go ahead.
Anyway, my name is Tony D, tone deaf in Florida. To my left, we are joined with Joe Davison.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
There's some things I want to talk about today.
Do you?
One was that speed talking. Jesus. Debbie's waving to everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
Brady Bunch thing. Actually, I don't know where I am.
Guys, I'd like to welcome a very, very lovely person who I met and I shot 2 movies with, and I had the very best time of my life with her. She's the hysterical, the always in demand, somehow always covered in blood, usually. The icon of horror, Miss Debbie Rochon, is on our show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Yo, thank you. I mean, wow. How much fun. What a trip it was meeting you in Germany.
I know.
We didn't meet on U.S. soil.
No, we didn't.
Interesting. I want to know that story.
Yeah, and if anything had happened, which I feared every day, one of us was going to get arrested.
Very close.
Yeah, if we weren't sleeping on the floor, you know.
As the story doesn't develop.
No, well, we did a movie over in Germany together with Timo Rose.
Nice.
Who's still kicking. He's still making movies, rapping
Yep.
away. Called, oh my God.
Fearmakers?
That was it. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. I was thinking of, doesn't matter. All right, so, yeah, so we did Fearmakers, and that was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was funny and
What?
fun.
Yeah, you made it great. It was really a good time.
What was that one about?
Debbie was a. You want to tell? You can tell your character. I mean,
You tell that. Yeah, you tell the story. I mean, you do a good job.
All right. All right.
Director, no.
All right. Debbie's character is a woman looking for her dead sister, who somehow hires these 2 idiots who can talk to ghosts to help find her, and we do, and then we find a Rockageist. Remember the Rockageist?
What is right? The Rockageist.
Manouche.
Okay.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny sounding.
Yeah, Rockageist.
Rockageist.
What's a
Instead of
Rockageist?
poltergeist is German.
German
right?
German poltergeist. Yes, this is shall they say.
A German poltergeist is not the same as an American poltergeist.
Man. Yeah.
Now that they say it very aggressively, like,
They say everything aggressive.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, Manouche was the. Wasn't she the Rockageist or one of them?
She was it. She was it.
But she was it, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of mixing up a couple movies with her in it. But yeah, she was the Rockageist.
Yeah.
And I think you filmed her amazingly, didn't you?
Yeah. That's the first time I ever met her.
Yeah, me too.
She threw me through a wall.
On purpose?
Yeah. She's like, I'll put you through that wall. Okay. Is that what we're doing? Okay. And then we did it.
Sounds very forward. Very forward.
It was very intense.
Yeah.
It was very intense.
But the most fun. And a blast. But outside of that, tell us more about you. What else? What have you been working on lately? You got a million movies.
You know, a lot of like audio stuff. I mean, the film stuff is just starting again.
Yeah.
Honestly, like there was a few things last year that I was supposed to go out and do, and they didn't come together because either I had been in contact with someone who had COVID or someone else, and so that you couldn't do the travel thing, and it just kind of fell apart. It was a really weird, I wouldn't say bad, because there was some nice stuff that happened, but I would definitely say 2021 was, 2020 was just a lockdown.
Yeah.
Well, I think 22 is going to be great with our nuclear war.
I know. I'm watching the TV before I'm talking to you guys. I'm like, how do we talk about fun stuff when the button's about to be hit?
Is it?
Holy shit.
And you wonder why I don't watch TV.
It's never been closer, Joe. That's the truth. That's not me being, alarmist. It's never been closer than right now because he's talking about it.
Yeah.
He's always been a scary man, that Putin guy. He's always been very, Like, you couldn't predict what he was going to do.
I didn't realize it was that. I don't watch the news. I'm trying to.
I don't either. I don't either. I see whatever's on my Facebook feed.
Yeah, I don't want to know. Anyway, sorry.
No, seriously, I mean, you don't really want to know. If you don't want to know, like, you don't want to know, because it's just the rabbit hole of it all. And, you know, for the people suffering, it sounds cold, but yeah, I mean, if you want to have any sort of fun podcast, for example,
Yeah.
you definitely don't want to be thinking about that.
Yeah, when we get one of those, we'll let you know.
Yeah.
If I just go like this, then, you know,
Yeah.
vaporize.
Well, so are we.
I don't know.
We won't know.
We won't better than that. I don't know.
We'll have a few minutes.
And okay, so anyway, 2021 was a weird year. Because the only thing that really ended up coming together was like audio stuff that I could do it like at a studio that was local to me, or even at home because I have a nice setup for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I did a lot of ADR for films I had done in 2019 that were still in post. So I got a lot of writing. So I got a lot of stuff done, but there was like 2 or 3 movies that didn't happen very last minute because of this.
Yeah.
And but this year it's different. And in 1 week from now, I go to Texas. So this is like the first trip.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
Is it all?
Yeah.
yeah, great. That's fantastic. For a convention or for a movie?
For a movie.
Sweet.
In betweening with Millhouse.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Very, very nice. And he's got
Millhouse is a filmmaker out
Angelo
of
from Fishbone.
right.
It's sort of like a very trippy story combined with, I wouldn't say autobiographical exactly, but sort of inspired by that. So the crazy film business and trying to make it, and all of these nut jobs and good people and weird people and all of this sort of coming together in this sort of hallucinatory way. It's not like a linear story. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
He's good at making kind of cerebral stuff.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Are you familiar with Millhouse?
No, I know.
He's a filmmaker out of Texas. He's done a couple movies. God, I feel like we all started about the same time. You know? And we just keep making movies,
That's right.
all of us.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. Stay busy.
Yeah. But he's great. He's very talented. Yeah.
Yep.
Texas.
Very, and even like, it's he talks about it publicly, so it's not like I'm, spilling the beans or anything, but in between making his own movies, obviously he'd be working on others and such. Yeah. And on one of them, he actually, how long ago, maybe a year and a half ago or something, he had a heart attack when he was line producing.
Wow.
And so it was just, and for me, having an injury on set myself, different but similar in the sense of like a really traumatic event. I mean, it took him a while to feel comfortable to go back to a set because, of course, you emotionally associate all that stuff, right?
Oh, yeah.
Natural. So, like, everybody, like I'm sure you guys and everything, we've also been down this, like, tunnel or real journey, train, whatever you want to call it.
Train. I saw one of those in a club once. It was great. What?
And what about you, Joe? Is it true?
Was it?
You were going back to Germany to work with Timo?
I was supposed to. That was the big production that got shut down immediately in 2020. The end of 2020.
Really?
Yeah, December-ish. We were scheduled. I was shooting. It was right before I got the green light for Sorority, which was shot in December of 2020. So sometime in that time frame, within 6 months-ish, we went from a go to a shutdown because Germany locked down the airports. Nobody could get in or out for months. Right. And then it opened up again, so we were going to go again, and then they shut it down again. So now we're just like, all right, we'll just like give it a year and see what happens.
Ooh.
Yeah, just kind of really, and now with the other thing, you just want to kind of like let some of the dust settle. I mean, I'm not being cavalier about it.
Well, I know people who are not stopping doing what they're doing. They're like traveling, and I just had several friends go to Puerto Rico to finish up a movie, and I'm like, okay, you're real close over there. Like, You know,
Yeah.
but I don't know. What are we gonna do?
I mean, we gotta live our lives. What are we gonna?
Yeah.
We were shut down for almost a year in our house, cabin fever, and you want to like do it again?
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's basically it. Exactly. So we all want to live our lives and do because we lost a whole year, so we want to make up for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we want to just make as many movies, write as many movies, and do as many projects as we possibly can, because you never know.
Talk about it on you guys' podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
absolutely.
Killer Collab. That's a great name, by the way. I love that name.
Thank you.
He loves to collaborate
with killers. Wait.
Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
His long lost son. I can't remember. Did he have a daughter or a son?
We'll say son, and we'll name him Tim.
Yeah. Timmy?
Timmy Bundy. Timmy Bundy.
Timmy Bundy?
Yeah.
Maybe he'd be to come on the show.
Oh, man, that'd be great. We'd be like, now introducing, I'm stabbed.
We'll do that one remote.
Yeah, from a jail cell.
Do they get webcams in there?
Good idea. I don't know. We could.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I had no way of knowing how to like get into a prison and then also put in a webcam into the person's.
Why are you assuming he's in prison? He's just a son of a killer.
Apples don't fall far from the tree.
But women actually.
Put Timmy in jail.
Right.
Timmy in jail now.
That's his. Listen, that's his plight, not ours. You gotta pay the sins of your fathers.
Our forefathers?
Yeah, well, foreskin.
Yeah.
Well, those the women that love serial killers, that they send like letters to them all the time. So they get letters in there, so they got to get somehow of getting like communication. I don't know. Maybe we should send a love letter to them, Joe.
That brings a whole new meaning to the term. Who do I got to kill to get this girl to like me?
Yeah. And exactly. I mean, we're always saying, hey, you guys, that made me think of, did you ever read the book, The Last Victim? Now, can't remember the guy's name.
All right.
Actually, a great story. And they made it into kind of a interesting / crappy cable thing.
Okay.
Not the point.
Were you
years
in it?
ago, I want to say I was like producing radio, and I think it was 99 or something like that. And he came out with this book. And he had been since a very young age, meaning like, I think he was like 17. He was basically of age, but he was very young. So he started communicating with all of the killers in jail. And they were alive at that time, like Gacy, Ramirez, a whole bunch of them that were alive, like Manson. And he would communicate them right back and forth. And the interesting thing was Gacy, thinking he was a young guy, was really interested and got involved in talking with him, and he actually went to go see Gacy. And what happened, it's not even that much about the book what happened, it was what happened after that fascinates me, because this guy wrote the book and did it to like get involved inside of that mindset of a serial killer, become like an FBI profiler and all that kind of stuff. Ends up, he goes completely the other way. He becomes like a defense attorney for killers.
Wow.
And then a number of years later, commits suicide. And you tell me that these people don't have like some kind of a weird evil going on that he kind of tapped into.
Yeah.
He played with that shit, and
got to.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I believe that, man.
It's the power of manipulation. Look at Charles Manson. He literally just manipulated people.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy too. Ted Bundy manipulated people into believing that he was this clean cut guy, family man, and then
look at David Miscavige. Look what he's done.
And then
Jay Jones.
Scientology.
Oh.
Yeah. He's the guy who's like running Scientology right now. David Miscavige.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that's I was thinking. I don't know why I was thinking of David Koresh.
Oh, him too.
But yes, the Scientology guy. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, same thing. And he's a living one right now. I mean, he's not killing people.
Yeah.
But he's got a massive, massive control over a cult, man. Massive.
But it's amazing how many people get
celebrities.
Yeah, absolutely. It's amazing the mindset of these, like, especially celebrities. Like they are susceptible for manipulation.
Yeah, because we're vulnerable. we're sad and we're autistic and we're
Don't answer
vulnerable.
his email. Don't go down to Clearwater. Stay away.
I live right down the street.
Yeah, Clearwater is like 15 minutes away from us.
You can feel the pull.
I know.
Debbie,
Don't go,
have you
Joe.
ever driven through there?
Don't let Joe go.
When was the last time you were here?
Oh,
Florida.
God. Holy. It was a convention in,
Was it-
like around 2016, I want to say.
Wow. I knew it had been a
Yeah.
while. Well, next time you're here, because I'm sure once the conventions really get back up and going, you'll be in Orlando at least once a year.
Yeah.
Downtown Clearwater is literally
I'm gonna take
Scientology
you-
city.
We're going to take you for a drive through downtown Clearwater, and you're going to see that it looks like a circus. It looks like you're on a back lot at Disney. It is.
I mean, it's all like a fake life.
Yeah, it's all
Or-
fake.
Yeah.
It's like once you cross a certain road, you now enter the Truman Show.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of what I imagined.
Yeah.
Like the Truman Show.
And
It's like
they're all just like they're walking around
Like robots.
fucking, no
thought of their own.
Yeah, waiting for the traveler to go, and then they all mechanically walk again. Yeah, it's.
Robots, literally.
And I don't normally talk bad about them because I have several actor friends I have are Scientologists, so I don't want to speak ill of them. But it is a cult. It is a cult.
It's a cult.
But it's not their fault. I know people could say, "Oh, it is," because they really find something to believe in.
Everybody
So I
needs
do
it.
not ever fault the people that are involved with these groups that I completely don't trust, and I have no
Right.
problem saying that because growing up from the street, I have trust problems in the first place.
Yeah.
No, I believe in God. I don't go to a church though, because that is also like a cult in my opinion.
Yeah.
Very
So,
much so.
Absolutely.
all this stuff is like within you and what you want to look at and all that kind of stuff. But these poor people are being charged so much money
I know,
and having to
man.
give over so much money to get clear.
Yeah.
And it's just it's sad because then they become slaves, and then if they move in,
I
then it goes
studied
to all the other levels. It's just kind of
I
crazy.
actually
And Tom Cruise has the ability to shine light on this, but because they've literally made him a god
Yep,
within that world,
Yes.
why should he?
Right.
And yeah, here
He can
comes
get
the
any
lawsuit
person-
from Tom Cruise, but prove me wrong. It's like we're humans, we're not gods. Like so,
Yeah.
there you go. You
Tom
can't.
Cruise could get any person in Scientology at the snap of a finger at his house naked at the snap of a finger. Just whoever it is.
Yeah.
I want that blonde from the cruise ship last week at my house by 8 a.m. and they'll have her there.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
what a life! What a life!
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I was going to say, I studied it years ago because I met a girl. We were doing improv comedy
Mhm.
at a place down in Clearwater called Mother's Milk, which is crazy because now, later in years, we found out the dude who owned Mother's Milk was arrested for being a fucking pedophile. That's why it was called Mother's Milk. This dude had like a chain of petties.
Oh my god!
We did comedy
Really?
there.
A chain of them?
Yeah, we did fucking comedy there.
What is
man.
wrong with people, man? What is?
It's so bad.
I don't get the
Anyways,
mental
back
state.
to-
of-
What they all went down? Does it end with them all going down?
Yeah, they all went to jail. That's how we found out. It was like
Good.
owners of Mother's Milk arrested for being a pedophile, having a pedophile ring. We're like, what?
Wow.
So, years before we knew, and I'm an idiot doing improv on stage, I meet a hot girl, blonde. She's from Clearwater. I'm like, whoa, she's cute. She's like, you're cute. I was like, all right, let's hang out. I'm a Scientologist. What does that mean? Well, I don't really date outside Scientology. That's cool. Want to go have sex? Okay. So,
Well, I have sex with people outside of it.
right. So, but then she was like, you should come. And I was like, you know what? I will. And I did. I took like 3 or 4 different courses. It cost me like $1,000.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to know. I knew I was only going in for a little bit.
There's
I
so
was
many
going in-
exposés on.
I was going in long enough to bang this girl a few times and maybe learn some stuff about Scientology. So if I wanted to argue it, I knew what I was talking about.
So what did you learn?
I learned a bunch of social skills, right? That's all they teach. Basically, the first several courses are how to become like a Scientologist. So it's basically like there's actually a practice where you sit down and someone sits in front of you and you cannot break your concentration, and they have to try to do everything they can to break your concentration, right?
Uh-huh.
But this is also an improv exercise as well as an acting exercise.
It is though. It is though.
And I was like, what is this? And he's like, I'm going to make you break. And I was like, okay. And he didn't, right? For like 35 minutes, he tried to break me.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you can't break me. I'm an actor.
Right.
Like, this is a...
I'm an improv actor, dude.
Right. This is
I
what
know
we have to do this.
Right?
You know, this is a practice you do to like become an actor. But I didn't say that. And then the next course was how to manipulate your own emotions to regulate yourself like off of psych drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't
Like
have psych drugs.
literal medication?
I'd be dead.
Yeah, you can't be on any kind of psych drugs. Ritalin, Depakote, Wellbutrin, any of that stuff. Nothing. Prozac, Xanax.
I take so many.
They don't, dude. They don't. You can't.
I would be dead.
You wouldn't even be able to be in.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Do they test you for it? Like,
Yeah. Well, you have to do your. Oh man, I can't remember what it's called. But every day you're supposed to like report your day. Like if you
Do pee in a cup every day?
No, if you heard, this is what they want you to do. If you hear someone in or outside of Scientology talking bad about Scientology, they want you to write a report and send it into the head of the church by hand.
are we going to get a report?
I don't know. If someone from Scientology is listening, yes, they will write this whole conversation
That's
out.
awesome. Let's
Wow.
let's put
We're
like
on report. I feel like I'm in Animal House.
Here's what happened. So I
super
stopped.
secret probation.
I stopped going. I stopped going to Scientology.
I hope so.
Okay.
Like we after like 2 more. I did like 4 courses. The only one I got any kind of knowledge out of was one called Ups and Downs, and it was basically
Uppers and downers.
basically understanding your depression cycle and how to like kind of avoid it.
Yeah.
Because there's a cycle to it.
No, yeah.
But this is all like sociology shit that you're learning.
And none of it is bad so far.
It's not
But I
bad.
mean, so far,
It's when you
not
get to a
bad.
point and now you're so hooked in, or you owe them money because you took a couple books worth 20, 40 grand. Whatever. I'm being serious, dude. That's how they lock people in.
So
And
it's
then
like
they-
college. Got it.
But they really just try to take it all upstairs.
Oh yeah.
Anyways,
Really retrain your mind.
Years later, I got a phone call, and it was the org from Clearwater saying, "You haven't been in a while. We'd like to see you come back in. Come back in." I was like, "No, thanks." And then they called me every day for like 6 months. Yeah.
But did they, what's that called when they throw you out? What's that word?
I don't know. Banish?
Communicate? No. They have a word for it when you're sort of been like abolished, but they have their own particular word they use. Like, you know, if your family's and I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Oh, I was just saying, you've been scrum-diddled. You're out of here.
No more Scientology for you.
Right. You're not going to know anything.
Anyway, I guess I'm surprised that they didn't abolish you, but they do need to recruit, especially with all these TV programs going on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Bad press, I guess.
Well, now's a good time to be in any religion as a leader, because I'd be like, come to church tonight to pray for our safety from nukes and give the church money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be cashing in right now if I was all those people.
Yeah, that's why all these churches are just like cults. That's
Yeah.
literally all it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of the Olsteins and of the world.
Oh, I was going to mention Epstein earlier because we were talking about
Pedophiles?
but no, we were talking about Scientology and that kind of stuff. And I was like,
Epstein.
Look at Epstein, dude.
I thought you were gonna say Weinstein. I was like,
No, Epstein. Like, look at like these circles of There's cults everywhere, man.
Yes.
Everywhere.
You'd be
I
surprised.
want to be part of one like really cool cult. Is there like, what do you think the coolest cult is?
Make one.
I don't know, but I was about to ask you, should we right now in real time create a cult? And
Cult of
make
personality.
some, what's that?
I said the cult of personality.
Wouldn't that be called a union?
All right, so let's make a state. Let's just quarter off a state. We're secede from the Union of the United States. We'll make our own state, and currency will be bottle caps or some shit.
And what's our belief?
Oh man, everyone has the right within them to be whatever they choose to be.
Okay, and then we tell people on how to get there.
Right. Sure. Right.
Can we do it in crypto?
All right. If you want, though, that's fine.
We'll get crypto around like nobody's business.
Right. Right.
We'll have our own coin.
Let's make our own. We understand crypto.
Let's make
that's
a new
above my
coin.
head. So you're going to immediately be the money guy.
Sorry,
What's that called? The CFO?
Yeah. I just got a text from
I
Elon
know.
Musk. He said, "Stop joking about making crypto."
I'll make a coin. It's actually not that difficult. It's just expensive to do. There's a lot of developing in it, but it's got there's like tutorials out there on how to do it. It's just a pain in my ass.
Yeah.
I read most of it.
Man, I'm telling you, dude, because you can make your own coin. Did you know that, Debbie?
No.
You can make your own coin, your own crypto coin, and give it value.
Well, you have to add value to it. You have to make it usable.
Uvilas?
What?
What?
Usable.
Oh.
Like it's got to have utility to it.
All right.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Well, you know how you exchange dollars for services and goods?
Like prostitutes?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
So that's how you'd create value for your coin. Like you'd actually use it to trade for services and goods.
I see.
And that's how
You
you
need
create
to
value.
make one called the nuke coin.
The nuke coin.
Yeah.
Coin.
Like nuclear.
Is that what you would call yours, Joe?
That's what I call it the nuke coin.
There's actually one called the new coin, NU coin.
No, nuke.
I know what you're trying to say.
Right, man. Started today, on day of nuclear war. Let's do it. Make a nuke coin.
No, fine.
he makes it sound so easy that I can just do it. You know, it's like a 4-week process.
Well, we don't have that much time.
Well, yeah.
No, we don't. Just start trading now.
Yeah.
Make them later.
Yeah, let's just go. We already have them. Everyone buy our nuke coins.
And go.
Yeah. I don't know where you would go to buy them. How do you fucking
Isn't
buy
there a button on this show?
Yeah. Down in your left-hand corner, you'll see
Purchase now. Purchase now.
Yeah. Please contribute to our Raytheon. No, our Patreon. Our Raytheon.
Our
Yeah.
Patreon.
Well, that's where they make our nukes. Raytheon.
Atheon?
That's where you go to not find religion.
Like a Parthenon?
Well, maybe.
Interesting.
You can call it the P coin.
The P coin. It's like
Yeah.
P-Funk.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Then Cut Funk, the bomb. Let's go along that way, right?
What's the craziest thing?
P-Coin. Uncut coin.
Cunt coin?
Bomb. Literally the bomb. Oh, shit.
The bomb!
Together.
The bomb.
It's all coming together, guys.
The bomb.
The bomb.
The bomb
It's
coin.
actually a hot sauce. Did you ever have the bomb hot sauce?
No, I'm
It's
gonna
so
talk
hot.
about hot sauce.
Well, I'm gonna
man.
give you some.
We're trying to make money here, bro.
We're on a roll.
You're like,
You ever had hot sauce on a wing before, buddy?
no.
Well, the bomb is like one of the.
I don't care.
It's like
I gotta make a coin.
million Scoville.
You don't see the potential here.
Oh, I do. I've projected and thought about all of this before making a coin, but not themed yet.
Yeah, well, now it's themed. The bomb.
And done.
Yeah.
Candles.
The bomb coin.
The bomb.
The bomb will drop in a week.
Meaning.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't happen,
People would
don't
just
mean
do it
anything,
just
and
to
we die,
fucking-
well, we won't even really need it. Fuck
It's
it.
good for a while or it isn't. It doesn't matter. Buy it.
Why not?
Fine.
People just be like, all right.
Couple cents.
Open our
Yeah.
future. That's
I
the
might start a
tagline.
Kickstarter
Open our
today.
future.
That's just like, get me off this planet, please. I have a chair and an idea. I need $4 million.
I'm a chair and an idea. I love that. I want to sing, but I really love that. I have a chair and an idea. that. I love that. Thank you for that. If nothing else, I walk away with that today.
Right. That's all. I have a chair and idea. Go, money, please, now. What do you get in return? I don't care. What do you want? A picture of me in a chair.
Let's call it NFT.
Yeah.
A picture of you in a chair?
Yeah.
Sell it as an NFT.
Okay, let's do it. Do we have a giant? I could be like this, waiting for the bomb to drop, and just call it the bomb. The bomb. Everything's the bomb from now on.
Everything's the bomb. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Now you gotta come up with a logo.
I got it. It's a fucking nuke. Easy. Done. Little yellow.
No, you're in the chair. What's wrong with you in the chair? I could see it like in a real coin, like instead of a president's head.
Just like
I could just see
chilling.
like you, side with the chair.
It looked like Alfred
And
Hitchcock at that point.
Or Death Row Records.
Yeah, Death Row Records, more likely. More suitable. Well, Hitchcock too, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
If Hitchcock was a no, I don't know what I was going to say there. I was going to say Hitchcock was a rapper. That'd be me, but I am neither a rapper nor Hitchcock. So none of that.
Well, that's
Yeah.
why you can invent the genre.
Right. That's why it shouldn't be this high on the show.
Yeah.
Or you're not high enough.
It's all hitting me pretty much now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. What'd you take?
Just a little bit of the green stuff. Smoke that up on the way.
And outside.
Yeah, and outside, and when I woke up this morning, and before I left my house,
Yeah.
while I was leaving my house, while I was in the car getting here, and outside of here before I walked in.
That's what I was referring to because I saw you on the camera. We have a good security system.
Go to places to record.
Now, his
We're in-
studio here.
Oh.
Yeah, Tony's got a really cool studio. It can do the podcast. It can do ADR. He's got an ADR booth. There's a pretty large warehouse where you can build sets and stuff. So it's a pretty
Nice.
substantial studio. We don't really use it for anything other than this, though, because there's nothing in Tampa or St. Pete to do. Because
Right
they
now.
don't make shit.
Yes.
Yeah, even if there was, they don't make shit here, really. Unless you fund it yourself, we got to go find the money and shoot our own shit,
Yeah.
It's not like works. It's not like living in New Mexico or LA or New York or Atlanta or Canada. Like the shit's just not rolling off the gate here. LA, you can get a job every day in a different position on a film. I guarantee it. Guarantee you can be a script supervisor one week and a fucking wardrobe assistant the following week and just walk right into the productions.
Yeah.
Just keep working. And New Mexico's the same way now.
Yeah. It's just.
Is it?
Yeah. I just went out there.
I wondered. Pardon me?
I just went out there. I just shot a movie in January with Dean Cain in New Mexico.
Okay.
And I met a ton of people who are New Mexico locals. And I was like, so what do you guys got going on next? And the art director was like, I got 2 features already lined up. I'm art directing. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, big movies. He's like, as soon as I'm done with this, I got 1 day of sleep, and then I'm on for 26 days straight. I was like, good for you.
This is exactly what you hear, you guys. Like, people will say things like this. I've heard it in New York and all over the place through all the years. You meet people, like crew people, who say, I have like half a day to sleep, and then I've got to go on this other thing, and then I have 3 movies in a row, and then I have 2 days off. You hear that, or you hear the opposite.
Right.
So, I mean, it's crazy if you can get into that cycle, meet the people, get more into the cycle. But New Mexico, that's like a place I often fantasize about living because it's dry.
Debbie, it is. I am contemplating on moving there now in July. I'm serious because the amount of people I met doing this 2-week shoot who work constantly blew my mind, and the fact that all these productions are happening there. 2 years ago, Netflix bought Albuquerque Studios for $100 million.
Wow.
And now that's where they're going to shoot everything for Netflix is in New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So think about it. It's going to be 1 million movies.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much work there that it'll almost be they'll be flying people in from LA. I guarantee it constantly because it's only like a 30-minute flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. And
but not only that, the wife and I started looking at houses. Man, I found a 6-bedroom, 4-bath with a mother-in-law house with a 2-1 for $438,000.
Yeah.
You can't buy a house. You can't buy a 2-bedroom in Tampa for less than $800,000 right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous right now.
Yeah, and I can't stop having babies apparently, so I need more fucking rooms.
But you know what? Growing up, I don't know if it was so much for you guys' generation, but growing up, the thought of needing close to $1 million for a house, just not a mansion,
Right.
not like a proper mansion or castle.
Yeah.
Castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1 million would be a fucking castle when I was like, tiny and growing up. And now it's like normal,
Yeah.
middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah. My parents bought their first house for like $60,000.
Yeah. Mine too. They're like, we paid $35,000 for this. So I was like, wow.
Wow. It's a lot of money.
Wow, I bought a used car for that.
But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, but that's amazing. So you might actually move there.
Yeah.
One thing I would say is, do they still have, or do they have, I should say, in certain areas, like lots of scorpions and snakes and
Yeah. Well, not so much. Yes, all of that.
That's correct.
Yeah, they have all that because New Mexico has everything. They have forests and mountains and snow, and then they got a full desert.
Ugh.
And from the desert, you get sand vipers, you get the tarantulas.
No, thanks.
Tarantulas everywhere in New Mexico. You run them over and they pop. They're like,
Yeah, I'm okay with tarantulas, but
Yeah.
the reptiles, no.
oh man, everywhere.
Nope. Can't
Yeah, scorpions too.
Nope, no thanks.
But there's also things like roadrunners. You ever see a roadrunner in real life?
Mimi.
Not in real life.
Yeah.
Not in real life.
I got a picture of one. I was in New Mexico shooting a show called Two Fat Guys Looking for a UFO. It was me and my buddy Mark. We put a whole pilot together. We're both fat idiots. So we were like, why don't we do a show about the shit we love? And we're like, let's go look for UFOs. We're like, all right. What? So we shot a whole pilot. We found a producer. She put some money in. She flew me out to New Mexico. And while we were shooting the petroglyphs out in the rocks of the mesa, I keep seeing these little dust trails pop up, and I was like, "What the fuck? What is happening?" And our director, Mary, she's a New Mexico local. She goes, "Oh, those are roadrunners." And I said, "What?" She's like, "Roadrunners." I said, "They're real birds?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I said, "No." I said, "That's just the Wild Coyote." I said, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
She's like, "No, that's a real bird." And I saw it, and I shit you not, the thing is only like 4 inches off the ground. They're little.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not nearly the fucking size it is of the show.
Yeah. The thing was like taller than the coyote.
I know, it was like an
Well,
ostrich.
Coyotes aren't tall, but the
Right.
coyote was standing up on his leg, like,
Yeah.
That's really, are they fast like that?
Fast. They're like 50-mile-an-hour ground birds.
Wow.
They are fast. And you don't see them because they run rock to rock or bush to bush. And then they'll like stop.
So you're like that.
Yeah, so all you see is like a dust trail comes up out of nowhere, and you hear it. It's like, and you're like, what the fuck? Yeah,
Shit.
They're cool though. I actually got a picture of one because it was like chilling on a rock, and it was the cutest fucking thing, man.
Did it look like the actual roadrunner?
Yeah, a little bit. It has a thing up top, it has really long tail feathers to help with like its steering.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh my god, I want to see one live.
Yeah. So, anyways, they have roadrunners out there, and that's really cool to see. But more than that, it's in the filmmaking, it's 60 degrees at night. It's cool as hell.
Yeah.
In the summer it gets a little hot, but man, once like September hits, it's cool until like June.
And at least it's dry heat. I mean,
Yeah.
it's still really hot.
It's
But
elevated
at least
too.
it's not the humid heat, right?
No, it's not humid. And you got to bring.
Oh.
You can buy these things at the store, emergency oxygen things, because they're so high in elevation there.
Yeah.
That if you're not from there, you won't realize that you're out of breath all of a sudden. Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
You get lightheaded. Once you allocate, then you got to allocate. And then once you're allocated to it, you're fine.
You mean acclimated?
What am I saying?
Allocated.
Acclimated.
It sounded right, but acclimated is actually right.
That is the word I wanted.
I was with you on that one.
What was I saying? Calculate?
Allocate.
Allocate. Well, you do have to allocate enough oxygen while you're there for breathing in New Mexico until you acclimate to the climate.
You gotta make it work, Joe.
Yeah, well.
He's improv.
Yeah,
You can make anything work.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
and.
the rules.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, he had to allocate certain oxygen for certain tests.
Right now, there's not a lot of oxygen in the upper levels of the Joe Conservatory.
Well, you must acclimate to the current state of your mind.
Hold on, Steven. The acceleration of the I don't know, do a bunch of A
Right,
words.
yeah.
There's that alliteration. Alliteration right there, don't you?
I love it.
Little English word for you.
Alliteration. Rapping Hitchcock thing can be used in that.
There you go.
How absurd to come from the birds.
Birds.
Yeah, something like that.
There you go.
That's
a start.
It's got the
You got a
birds.
first line, though?
Yeah.
Got a first line there.
Yeah.
Okay, so far we have a genre that was built for Joe.
Right, Hitchcock
We
rapping.
have a coin. I'm just recapping all the things that
The Bob.
We've accomplished so much today.
Debbie is a genius. She's a genius. I had so much fun with you on set.
Very productive day.
It was. We need that button though. We can't, we need the money coming in. But anyway,
You know what I honestly just forgot or remembered all at the same time in like one brainwave. Like,
You only have one.
well, I keep thinking of Debbie from Fearmakers when I should be thinking of you from fucking As Night Falls. That's the movie I directed. She was in As Night
funny?
Falls too. Yeah, I just forget because I don't know why. I just forget.
Well, I know why you forget.
Well,
Oh, you forget too.
but I just remember the first time meeting her in Germany. That's really what,
Yeah.
I'll always remember
The
her for
highlight.
that. Because it was so much fun, man. Because it was so hard to communicate between Timo and the German, and we're just like, what? We're constantly looking at each other like, what turned then, Duck? When was the explosion?
Duck, what?
Yeah.
Goose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but it's so funny that you said Rockageist because I remember us having, so many laughs about one word.
Yeah.
That's just a word, but it was so funny in the moment. And we had some really good times. I mean, there's some weird stuff that happened after, but I'll tell you what, that was really good times. And, Timo is so talented. Whatever the guy does is class. And he's got a lot of fans, like people who love his stuff. And rightfully so. I mean, the guy is a really, really talented man.
Yeah, he's I'm looking forward to going back and work. I haven't worked with him in years since, Fearmakers probably, the Beast.
Right. Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah.
What, 10 years or?
Beast.
Oh,
2010 maybe. So
Oh, wow.
12 years.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. You know the first thing Timo said to me when I saw him at the airport?
What?
First thing he said to me. I never even met him yet. He goes, "You're fatter than I thought you'd be." And I was like, "Hi, how are you?"
My name is Joe.
He's like, "Oh, well, I guess you'll work." I was like, "Yeah, okay, thanks." And then I had to ride with him for like an hour back to the location.
Yeah. That was comfortable.
Yeah. Well, I just gave him shit the whole time.
Yeah. I imagine you did.
Yeah.
I imagine
That's the
you
first
did.
thing he said to me. "You're fatter than I thought you'd be." I was like, everybody says that.
Come to think of it, I think that's the first thing I said to you, too.
Yeah, probably.
But he's kind of like that, he's very blunt.
Yeah, well,
Sometimes
But
you
he's
need
also
that.
got a good sense of humor.
yeah.
I mean, I remember we had a lot of laughs too. Like, he was not without humor in making the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was so fresh in my career then, man. So fresh.
Yeah.
I think that was like my third movie, Fearmakers.
You made Tears.
100 Tears. Yep. That was
Tears, sorry.
that was our
And,
first. That was like my first real delve into that. I did a movie years before with Tom Savini called Unearthed.
Oh,
It was horrible, Debbie. It's horrible.
really?
It's
What's the name so we could all look for it?
Unearthed, starring Tom Savini.
I don't think he wants anyone to see it.
But I'll say this.
And, we're like, oh, people, we got to go out and find Unearthed. And this could probably be like one of those
It's
things
probably
that
on
is
YouTube.
part of the culture, one of these other ideas.
Yeah.
it all together.
Well, it's just one of those movies, man, where you thought you had gold, and then you realized the technology wasn't there, neither was your knowledge.
Yeah.
If you had done things a little differently, the movie would be way better.
Yeah.
So it has its style. It has a place. I think sci-fi fans would really love it if they ever saw it, but no one's ever going to see it because it never got distributed. Why'd I say
Never?
Never got distribution.
Do you want it distributed?
Well, I don't know. It's not mine. It's this guy Craig Kovac directed it. But I don't know. I know that it's on YouTube, I think. But anyways, what the hell were we talking about?
Unearthed. That's what we're talking about. Unearthed.
Now do you want it to see? Do you want people to see it?
No. I was trying to get back to Debbie. She's our guest.
No, this is good stuff.
This was her question. She asked the question.
We were talking about because you said it made 100 tears, and then I was thinking, but Fearmakers was like my third real movie.
Yeah, that was early on, man.
Yeah, I was younger and.
Now, from your first movie to that third movie, how do you think your techniques have changed? Until now, yes.
I'm a lot more, I think as an actor, I'm a lot more cautious of not acting.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
When younger, when I was first getting into it, I was acting.
Yes.
Right. From, like a... Hi.
Well, you got to think about it. A lot of people that are listen to our show, they're like new actors who try to break into the business.
Oh.
So we do a lot of, recommendations. We do a lot of teaching stuff and information. So that
you know what I'm talking about, right, Debbie? We're like, conscious of acting.
God! I mean, I could go through. Forget 3 movies. I'm talking about I could go through. So many movies and just say, okay, well, this is where I was at in the learning experience. Yeah. This is where I was at the next level of the learning experience. So many movies later, learning as you go. Unfortunately, everything being documented. Yeah. So people only saw you during X years. They think one thing of you.
Right.
If they saw you doing work during these years, then they think those people think very differently of you.
Right.
And, it's also when you were also working with good directors and you were spiking yourself and you were really in your, groove and really had it, understood it finally. And you were working with good directors, then boom, that's really when it happens. But, oh my God, it took I studied for so long in New York, so many classes that I loved, but, improv, Chicago City Limits, all kinds of acting classes with all the, Michael Chekhov, Lee Strasberg Studio, HB Studios, all these places for many years before I started to get into film. And then I did, and then it was still a learning curve. But, I kind of had, coming from the streets, I had this brick wall. This really intense brick wall that it took me a lot of years of very hard work to even start breaking it down, because until you can break it down, you can't be in touch with any of your feelings, not naturally. You can sort of manufacture them or try to get in touch with them, but it takes both the studying and the breaking down of all that stuff personally, and then the doing and that learning curve. So to me, I feel like it was a really long, extra long learning curve that I just kept at it. I had so much stuff to break down and get through. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But I can look at a few movies and say, oh, okay, I did there. I did it there.
Yeah.
So... Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's you start to recognize that you're recognizing that you're acting. Because when you first start, you don't know that you're acting, because you're not really. You're just trying.
You're just doing what you think is acting.
For me, it was I just got to know these lines, and try to be natural.
And try to deliver them, yep.
But then when you watch it years later, you're like, oh my God, what was I doing? What did I do there? Why is that a choice?
I had no motivation. Where was I going with this?
Yeah,
I was just saying something. Yeah.
No character development, no nothing. It's just...
I'll meet actors today, as you do, Debbie. I'm sure people come to you all the time. How do I break into the business? How do I get an agent? How do I get a manager? And I just tell them the same thing. Hard work, man.
Yeah.
Take classes. Go learn improv. Go study acting. Go write something. But I'm not a writer. It doesn't fucking matter. It's going to train you in acting. Go write.
Yep.
Go write.
It's the same philosophy. What you're saying, Joe, is when they tell directors to take acting classes.
Yeah.
Not so they can act necessarily, but so they understand the actor.
The process.
Same thing with what you just said about writing.
Yeah. Yeah, go. Do it all.
So,
Go ahead. Sorry, you go.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, so then you could see even more when you find good material because you've tried writing. And now you're like, wow. Like, you could appreciate it even more.
Right. I love when a professional screenwriter will send me a script and it's not even formatted correctly. You know what I mean? Like, the scripts are formatted certain ways. And then it's like not, or it's not written, just trash. Okay, fine.
The nice way of saying it.
Yeah. It's just complete trash.
Yeah.
And I know within like the first 5 pages where you're, like, I'm sure you do too, Debbie, like you probably get a million scripts. You're probably like, nah. Oh my God, no. What is this one? Nah, nope. Joe Zazzo? What?
That's so funny. Oh my God.
Random.
I'm just looking. Can I cut in here?
Yeah.
Funny as hell, Joe. That was funny as hell. I just did some interviews that I recorded for 20 anniversary stuff that I did with Joe Zazu. And I keep saying Zazu because it was because I jokingly say Zazulander as a nickname for him, right?
We did that for
And
years.
so the whole time I'm like thinking to myself, this is really bizarre that I'm doing this. And, I'm saying like what it was like working with them and the fun times.
Yeah.
This mid-90s.
Yeah.
Mid-90s, this stuff was made. And so I I think I mispronounced his last name I was like, Joe Zazu. I left off Landon. But, no, it was, and the funny thing, it was really good times. I mean, it was funny. So I just, obviously talked about the times we had. But it's just funny that you brought him up because not but 4 days ago, I was talking about him for extras for DVDs and stuff.
That's crazy.
So, funny.
That's funny,
It's
man.
fun.
Yeah, I just saw a post by him. He was like in a real like show. Like he got cast in like a real like show on TV. And I was
That's
like,
great.
wow. I was like, dude, I think that's the first like thing outside of his own shit, that I've ever seen him do.
Wow. What kind of thing was it?
It was a mafia show or something, and it was a shot of him with a bunch of other actors at like a table, like playing cards and shit. And he looked like an actor. He didn't look like Joe Zazzo.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
Good for him.
he's got a look.
Yeah.
You can find it at the back of the video store on the third shelf. The rest of the man porn.
Yep. But and the funny thing is he's got a great face.
Yeah, he's a good looking dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the interesting structure, and it should be used for this stuff. Like it's good. This is really, really good. It's probably where he's always been meant to be, so to speak.
Yeah. I've always liked him. I've never had a problem with him.
Yeah.
I got to work with him in Beast. And he was just fun. He's a fun guy. He's tall. I think he's like 6'3" or some shit. He's so tall. Yeah. He's
built.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, good looking dude. But I was so happy, and then I immediately thought of you. And I was like, I think that may have what sparked me to send you an invite to the show.
So we need to thank Joe.
Yeah, Zazu.
Zazu?
Zazu. You said it again.
Oh, Zazu.
Zazu.
Okay, we said thanking Joe. That's in our cult, in our world where we have our own money, in our world where we have our own, all this kind of stuff we're talking about today.
Yeah.
In our world, he's called Joe Zazu.
Yeah,
Just
Zazu.
saying. It's not. It's a good thing. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he wins. He's doing this beautiful project. This is nothing but love and happiness.
I'm happy every time I see people I know get a success. I don't have ill wishings on anyone. Like some of these actors, if you get a part over them, they fucking destroy you.
Yeah.
Like, what are they thinking casting you instead of me? Blah blah blah. I've gotten those kind of emails. And I'm just like, yo, Mom, settle down.
Emily, Mom, listen, you've been passed away for over 30 years.
You're dead. Get out of my closet.
But, seriously. But, no, I agree with you. And the thing is, what people have to understand, which I don't know if they ever will, because that's the nature of, you're in a business where people's, egos, self-awareness, being actors, can either be really philanthropic, so to speak, or it could be really, in the negative sense, self-aware. So I think that these actors don't realize that there's enough to go around. Yeah. And that's an old saying, but it's fucking true, man. And when you don't know when you're going to, some people used to say blow, but even just get work. Let's just call it get work. You don't know when that's going to be. It could be when you're 65. Sorry. It could be when you're, sorry. When you can blow. I know. Let's go back to when you're going to blow. Okay, guys, get out of your systems. Go. Back to the bomb. Yeah. The bomb. Anyway, so I mean, everybody is going to. Is peak triggering for you guys? Everybody's going to peak or whatever, or get work, important work to them at different times.
And maybe more than once.
Well, it takes a certain role. It takes a certain timing. You never know when it's going to happen. It could be the smallest role, but it could make such an impact where it could be what sets you off to, change your whole career. But that's what, we try to enforce, try to get involved in as many movies as you possibly can.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why I don't stop, baby.
Yeah, there you go. You never know who's going to see it or how they're going to see it or, where they're going to find it. Literally, any casting director can randomly look at South or Central, like, holy shit, I want to cast that guy in my next Hollywood movie,
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know, maybe.
That'd be great.
Do you think
No, you're absolutely right. And then to the actors, it doesn't matter. Even if you suddenly find yourself in a film or in a project that you think is, this might be crap, still go full throttle because more people, unfortunately, have seen the movies that I've been in that are crappy than the ones that I've been in that are amazing. So if you're doing 100% and acting as though you were starring in a Netflix special limited series,
thank you,
but you're acting at that level, you will still stand out.
Yeah. Yes.
And you always give it that level of your all. Doesn't matter what you think of the project or it turns out to be.
Yeah, I also that it's I call it limited success because you get the thing, and you're only going to be on it for however many weeks or days or hours, and then that success is over. Then it comes back when it airs or comes out or people find out. Then you get that limited success.
Yep.
And then it's gone again. 2 weeks later, nobody gives a shit that you were over there on your podium because everyone's still going after the next fucking podium. And you have to live in that limited success. You have to be comfortable in that because your ego has to stay neutral the entire way.
Yeah.
The entire way.
It has to.
Because you can get up here 1 minute and then be right down here the next minute. Like Corey Feldman. Right?
I like that segue.
Have you seen his new music video?
I've seen it. I think I accidentally tweeted it to Dr. Dre, and I didn't realize the other person in the video was his son.
That's Dr. Dre's son in Corey Feldman's video?
That's what I read. Now, we should do tick research.
I can't stop watching this.
I was so freaked out over this video that I just, for fun, sent it to Eminem, Dr. Dre, Mike Tyson, so I always think that's funny, and 50 Cent. And I was like, these guys, if I could get this on the radar, maybe Eminem or somebody's going to talk about it in one of their songs one day.
Right.
And so I thought this was just funny, just one of those things you do and you forget about it. Then a day later, because it's only been a few days that it's been up, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's Dr. I don't think that's Dr. Dre's son.
I don't know if that is.
Now, I don't know. I believe it to be true. I don't know if it's an estranged son or one that lives. I don't know any details, but I believe.
Man, I'll tell you what. If nothing solidifies the fact that Corey was touched by Mikey, it's this video.
Yeah,
because he's just like emanating Michael Jackson. That's who he is in the video.
But his last 2 or 3 songs I find were exactly like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like if you go back, I don't know the titles.
Right.
But they were very intensely all Michael Jackson moves.
Yeah.
And then this one as well. And I feel like he's really, this is sort of his world, his mindset.
Yeah, crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's stuck there. He's stuck in Mikey world. He's stuck in the Neverland Ranch.
I was kind of surprised. Like I've seen it before. Again, going back years.
Right.
And after Michael died, of course, but years ago. And I was like, oh, it could be a phase, right? And then so when I saw this, I was like, wow.
You have to know him. You have to know him.
I don't. I've met Corey Haim when he was alive.
Yeah.
But
you don't know Corey Feldman at all?
But Corey Feldman, keep in mind, was in Citizen Toxie, the Toxic Avenger Part 4, and I was too. I was on the set when he was on the set.
Yeah. I figured you knew him just in general from just being in every movie. You know what I mean? Like you would just from conventions and stuff. I would imagine you might have known him.
Yeah, no, the closest I came was Citizen Toxie. But the same movie was in.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. And he slept at Lloyd Kaufman's house when he did that movie.
Who hasn't?
Yep. Well, I've shot his house, but I never slept there. But it was funny because he did. I think it was a union reason, but he did the movie, and then he told them when he got there, he said that he needed to be in disguise. So then they were very confused because they hired him for who he was, because, it would be a funny cameo because you're a known person. And he insisted that he have a big mustache that almost covered his face.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is.
Yeah.
I understand it was a
funny job. That's the thing. Like you look at it and it's funny as hell. Like he did good with it. I wasn't there the day he was shooting, so there's all kinds of stories about that, but I wasn't there, so it'd be like third-hand, gossip. But I know for a fact that that's why he has this crazy, huge, massive mustache on, because he was kind of, didn't want to be recognized per se, but funny nonetheless. It was funny. It was funny.
I wonder, what state of mind he's in right now.
I don't know, man.
Can you smoke enough weed to get out of that mindset?
Dude, he's not on weed, man.
No, I'm saying could you.
No, you never get that. You never try to dance that way on weed because you'd be like, nah, man, I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'm good.
Yeah, I haven't even. It was so cringe watching that video. Like I couldn't get past the first minute and a half.
Dude, I watched it like 10 times. I'm not even kidding.
I watched it like 10 times.
I've showed like 15 people.
Because I couldn't I obsessively couldn't believe it.
Well, I couldn't tell if he was being serious or it was a parody of himself.
Dude,
no, it's dead serious.
Yeah, I showed Leanne this morning at 7 in the morning. I told you. And she was like, this looks like an SNL parody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It was so cringe. Yeah. I just thought, I was like, I can't even watch it anymore. I was so cringed.
Dude, he looks like me if I was trying to breakdance. That's what I think he looks like.
He was like, it was strange because and somebody said this to me and it was perfectly right. Like, does he not have anybody around him to help him to say, no, this is not right? Because it looks like, and it could be edited, I don't know. I don't pretend to know. I'm not a dancer. However, it does look like he's kind of off the beat.
Yeah, I really.
Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it was so cringe but I think he has, like, at this stage in his career, I think he's making all these choices based on, his history, and he's using that history as his current motivation to do basically, or an excuse to do what he's doing now. He's just spreading his wings, I guess. I guess we're putting it that way. Like, and the director's just like, go do you. Like, and I think he's doing that. And I think that he's just in a state of mind where he's got no real control over, he has no filter anymore. I think that's gone. I think he's just out there doing what he does. And I unfortunately, that's, I don't know if he's completely gone or completely lost in his mind, but he's just doing, what he feels is like.
Is right.
Yeah.
But even with the people, I'm not even saying like he needs people to tell him to not do things.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just to say, okay, we're doing this, Corey. Okay, now we have to redo it because you were off the beat or something like that. Like, even just in that regard, just, okay, we're doing this. Like, this is really happening, but we need to help him look as good as he can. I felt like that element was missing. Like, and I'm trying to bypass the reason, should he even do it or not. I'm going, like, past that, and I'm saying, why wasn't there somebody there to help him?
But
does that make sense?
Yeah, but think of it this way. What if those were the best cuts? What if those were the best, the best shoots of, that particular lines or, delivery of his, his talent? Maybe those were his, his best cuts. That's what I'm thinking. That, they told him, and then he just did it as best as he could, and his best was what we got.
Right.
So...
Well, I mean, the best thing I can come away with is if he's doing him, may we all have the ability to just go out there and do ourselves.
And on that note, folks, everyone go do yourself.
What? Everyone go and do it? Yeah, sounds like...
Yeah, everyone go do yourself.
Do yourself.
Everyone go fuck yourself.
How's it any different than the other day?
I do that every day anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, listen, we can only create so many things on one podcast. Today, we made money, results. We've made a lot of stuff.
We've done it all, man.
So many accomplishments.
Just go fuck yourself. I don't know.
Hey, you gay. Hey, you.
That's the name of the coin.
Hey.
The fuck you coin.
Hey, fuck you, okay?
We have the bomb and the fuck you coin.
Yeah.
Get one of each.
Yeah, get one of each, folks.
And the symbol for that is just going to be a middle finger.
You won't be able to tell what it is, but it'll just be a fucking straight up fuck you.
Fam.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck you. Nice.
Well, with that said,
yes, fuck you.
Okay.
Fuck you. Good to see you. Fuck you. Have a good fucking day.
Okay, Debbie Rochon, thank you for joining us on the Killer Collab podcast. You were wonderful. Thank you so much. Fantastic that we finally got to make this show happen. As always, joined with Joe Davison.
Hello. Let me goodbye. I just got here.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Anyway.
Yes. I held it in. I was good. I was trying to be like respectful of the show. However, Joe just got up and took a piss. But
no, I had a.
Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for having me on, guys.
It was wonderful.
All the things we covered.
We covered so much.
Joe Zazu.
Yeah.
We covered Feldman.
Yeah.
We covered serial killers.
Yeah.
We talked about Timo Rose.
Yeah. Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh yeah.
We made 2 Bitcoins.
Yeah, 2 Bitcoins. We talked about Scientology.
Yeah. We're probably all going to get assassinated tomorrow.
We got the file started.
Yeah.
You know, we're on the list. We're on the list.
Yeah. Right now, the dude's just like, fuck, dude, they keep talking about it.
I know.
We said Scientology again.
It's going to be 6 pages long, God damn it.
Oh, but thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my name is Tone Deaf from Florida, Tony D. Stay happy, stay healthy. See you next week.
Fuck you.